Hello, everyone, and welcome to That Was Pretty Jolly, a podcast or show, whatever you want to call it, where we explore the fun movies that we grew up with in our childhood
Okay,
for
Dora.
Christmas. We also have some that are newer that I'm sure Dina and I will be able to kind of like. What are you laughing at now?
Newer?
Newer, okay.
New. You and new.
New.
It's
No, it's
new.
newer.
It's
Okay.
new, not
I'm
new.
Puerto Rican. I have an accent. What a way to start our first
Hi.
episode here.
I'm a quarter.
Okay. No. Everyone be careful. Dina's oh, by the way, I'm just like I'm already jumping on you and I haven't even introduced you. Ladies and
It's
gentlemen, I
cool.
would like to
Cool.
introduce my partner in crime here at That Was Pretty Jolly. Dina. Dina, say hello to the people.
Hello, people. I'm the jolly part of this. You're the Grinch.
I'm gonna be the Grinch because you just yelled at me before. I can't speak English correctly sometimes, okay? So
No, the
let's
reason why you're mad is I interrupted your intro. That's why.
No, you didn't interrupt it. This is a
Bleep,
back
bleep,
and
bleep.
forth sit down conversation between you and I, talking movies and whatnot. And what better way to start our show here? That was pretty jolly than with Home Alone, which was my first ever introduction into the holiday film world. Um,
Mm,
Plain and simple, I come
favorite.
from Puerto Rico. When I was down there, I wasn't watching movies. I wasn't like
What were you watching? Were you kicking dirt? What were you
Yeah, we
doing?
were pretty much kicking dirt and feeding our camels.
You don't have camels though.
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay, we
Alright.
have horses and cows. Anyway,
I have, like,
Home
something in my
Alone.
eyeball.
Well, you pick it out.
No.
Home Alone.
I'm
You know,
excited, I'm excited. This is my jam. This is my
yes.
movie. This
As a
is
matter of fact, I'm
mine.
gonna just step back here and I'm gonna let
Yeah.
you talk a little bit about Home Alone because you brought it up to me as
Mm.
saying that that was one of your favorite movies. Can you explain to the people who are gonna listen to this why this was your favorite movie?
I feel like this is the quintessential holiday Christmas movie. I knew instantly when I showed my son for the first time, he watched it last year, and after the first time, so when it appears, like, on your was it on Netflix or Disney Plus? It comes up green for Home Alone 1, or it was, like, blue for Home Alone 2, and he literally, "I want the green one. Let's watch the green one," and we watched it over and over. Now, of course, my son would laugh and giggle when there was, like when they said "ass" on it, like, he's like, "I wouldn't let you sleep in here if you were
Ooh,
going on my ass."
he said
But
ass.
I feel like that's not a bad word, especially if I said it. But it was just, like, one of those movies that you could relate to minus the giant house, which, as of 2 months ago, is up for sale, by the way, 5.25 mil, so if you have it, lock it in,
Jesus
go buy it. Yep.
Christ.
Um, but it just embodied that, like, bickering in the family, but then I feel like Kevin McCallister just played the role of that perfect little nuisance of a kid, but then he brought to life what would happen if your parents disappeared, and obviously they didn't disappear, but what would happen? And then it's just everything from what happens to the booby traps, and you're like, "Oh my god, that's so funny." It was a true, like, comedy that I think they said up until it released in 2017, it was the top comedy movie out there with, like, that
Jeez.
Christmas vibe. Yeah, so it was, like, had a long run go. So I'm all for
Wow.
it.
Would you consider it like a Christmas classic at this
Yes.
point?
Yes.
Yeah?
Oh my god, yes.
So you
Yes.
remember watching it as a kid and going, "Man, this is awesome," or were you kinda like did you wait into your, like, teenage years to kinda, like, really pay attention to it?
Oh, no, since a kid. Like, this was on repeat. This I did I have it on VHS? I don't know.
VHS? What is that?
I have The Little Mermaid on VHS.
Oh, you are definitely dating yourself.
Disney,
Well, as
Disney.
far as for me, Home Alone, I remember when I first moved out here to Jersey. Well, I'm not in Jersey anymore, but when I first moved to Jersey, it was Christmas morning, and we were just having the TV on, and we were unwrapping the gifts, and there it was. It just started playing, and I'm
What do you
like
mean
playing with.
started playing?
It was on the
Like, it was in a
television.
box and it was
We
playing
had
you got a TV for Christmas?
yes, so it was.
Was it black and white?
I actually did have a black and white TV. Let's just throw that out there.
Were you
It was
okay.
1991, people, okay?
Were you watching that, oh, what was it called? F Angels, what was the movie he watches? Angels with Filthy Souls, is
Angels
that what
with
you're watching?
Filthy Souls.
Which
I
is not a real
still
movie.
I still watch that, by the way. We'll talk about that as well. Um, look at your
Not
face.
real, it's
If you
fake.
guys are listening to this, you gotta catch the YouTube episode, like, the actual, viewing myself and Dina on here, kinda giving each other the greatest looks in the world when she decides to just go off on a frenzy on her own,
My tangents, my
her
tangents.
tangents.
I
Yeah,
like to
yeah.
blame my OCD/AC ADHD for that.
It's okay because this is not look, listen, if anyone who's listening or watching this right now, this is not your normal podcast where we're gonna sit down and go scene for scene. We're gonna make this
No.
feel like we're sitting in a round table. You have your hot cocoa, you're gonna hang out with us, and we're gonna talk about Christmas films like today with Home Alone. So yeah, so I watched it and I was just like instantly like hooked on it. I loved every part of it. And just like the fact that at that point, Macaulay Culkin was just, like, huge, man. He was, like, everywhere after that to me. I wanted in my brain to be Home Alone one day so that I can also create some booby traps and see what I can get away with. But that obviously would never happen because in real
I
life, you would
You
just call
never
the
did
cops.
the plastic wrap in the door frame? I feel like everybody did that with their parents.
No, no. I grew up with,
Really?
if I were to do that to my mom, I'd probably be
Oh, you
missing a
get the
leg.
belt or the
Yeah,
chancla.
yeah, yeah. Different times, my friends, different times. Let's talk a little bit, a little bit about Home Alone here. First of all, like you mentioned, a beloved Christmas comedy film that tells the story of
Mhm.
a young boy, Kevin McCallister, who is accidentally left behind when his family goes on vacation to where, Dina?
France.
And let me ask you,
Why'd you pause so long? Did you
let
not
me
believe
ask,
me?
let me ask
That's
you.
where they went.
I went to Paris.
Yeah,
Um,
France.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my
When you
god.
see a family of 32 heading out to go to Paris, in your brain, how much do you think this was cost now with inflation?
Money, 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 money. Right now? Are you kidding me right now?
It would
Forget it.
have to be close to like 10 grand.
And the parents were in first class, mind
And
you.
yeah, yeah,
First
yeah.
class.
What a
No,
different
more than
time.
10 grand, more than 10 grand. That's, like, probably, like, for a first class round trip ticket.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no thanks.
I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to
Mm-mm,
think about it.
mm-mm.
Anyway, the film follows Kevin's hilarious, unexpected adventures as he becomes the man of the house and must defend his home from two burglars known as.
Harry and Marv, the
But
Wet
what is their
Bandits.
nickname? There you go. Why do
The
you?
Wet
Why do you?
Bandits.
It's funny because she pauses. And she's like, "Wait, what?"
Well, because I wanted to introduce their names. Marv,
Marv is
Harry.
the man, by the way. Marv and Harry are two iconic. Like,
I love them.
my goodness, Joe Pesci's great in everything that he's done, but I'm sorry, it's gonna always be Home Alone that I'm gonna go back to and say, man, what a great role for that man.
Yeah.
Um, like you mentioned, we have Kevin, who's pretty
Mhm.
a little badass in the film. Not only because he has to protect his home, which we'll get to, but in the beginning of the movie, the house is going crazy. Again,
Yeah, always.
we have kids everywhere. Um, some things that stick out. The first of all, Joe Pesci's in the house dressed as a cop. Like, who lets anyone just walk into the house and just stand there? Number one, in today's world. Number two, the pizza guy comes in with about 30 pizza pies.
10 at 12 apiece 'cause the bill was 122.50.
122.50.
Yeah, that seems a lot though for because I feel like pizza today is not that far off, so that was a lot
Pizza
for
is
pizza
no,
back then.
pizza is one large pie is like $22 now.
Is it?
Yeah, 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 so
Yeah,
with
but I feel like
today's
back then really? Are you
yeah,
sure? That's a lot
yeah,
though.
with today's inflation, that like those 10 pies would have been close to like almost 300 bucks. You guys know that I edit a ton of podcasts. I work in this damn entertainment industry. I have tons of late nights editing, and it could be a grind. I'm staring at the freaking screen for hours on end, trying to cut out every little and suddenly I'm literally hitting a damn wall. That's when I reach for my G Fuel. It's packed with vitamins and antioxidants, giving me the energy, by the way, the clean energy I need without the crash of sugary drinks, whether I'm tweaking audio, I'm writing scripts, talking to Freddie, hanging out here with Deana. G Fuel keeps me focused and sharp. I'm excited to share that I've been partnering up now with G Fuel to save you all money. So I'm gonna get you guys a code here, which you guys are gonna be able to use, and pretty much get some percentage off these amazing drinks. Use the link in the description or the coupon code press record at checkout when you go to gfuel.com. And once you get your G Fuel, make sure you tag me. I want to see what freaking flavors you guys are rocking. Mine right now is this delicious Miami Nights strawberry, pineapple, and coconut. It's actually banging. I mentioned before, no crash. I drink it, no jitters, no nothing. I'm here. I'm hanging out with Deana, and then I get to just sleep soundly.
And there was only 1 cheese pizza too.
Wait, and there was only one cheese pizza. Yeah, so you got to talk about now the toppings. Like, if you get toppings, you're talking about like a
Blech.
mess. Oh my gosh, I don't
No,
even
you
want
know
to.
what? It's like when you go to the movie theater, you just buy your own toppings and you sprinkle it on yourself. Done.
Wow, is that what you do, ladies and
No.
gentlemen? Anyone listening right now in any theater in New
I
Jersey
don't go I
district?
can't afford the theaters. I wanted to take my kids to the theater and it came to $70 and I was like, "No,
Check
no,
that woman's pockets. She is not going in empty hand,
no. I'm
empty
spending
handed into
$70.
the theater.
I better be
um,
getting like a foot massage while I'm watching the movie for $70. No.
that is true. That is true. Um, Tell me a little bit about Kevin's attitude. You as a mother,
Yeah.
Kevin straight up calls his mom a dummy,
You
tells her he
dummy.
never wants to see her again,
Hope to see
and he
you
wants a new
again.
family. Tell me, as a mother, how would you feel if your son popped off like that? First of all, that was a different time too. I just want to put it out there that if I would have popped off like that, RIP my teeth. Okay. So go ahead. I'm gonna leave it up to you.
I no. 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 I don't even think he would get that far. Now, okay, he's 8 years old, right? So he's going like he's like little Scotch. I do feel bad for him because he has what, 15 people living in the house, all these
Sure.
sisters and brothers. So he happens to be the one that was just kind of, pushed to the side. But look who his siblings are. They're like nasty human beings too, so I don't blame all of him. So as I think that's why and again, Catherine O'Hara, love her, love her. I think if people are younger and they're watching and listening, you know Catherine O'Hara as, who's on Schitt's Creek. That is who she is. So now people are like, "Oh," making the connections.
And she's on
But
Beetlejuice too.
yes, oh yeah, that's right, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Don't say it 3 times.
I will not.
Uh, but I feel like because she's
Beetlejuice.
stupid. Listen, it's your head, not mine. But I feel like because she's just used to that, like, crazy household, fine. But, like, me personally as a mom, if no, no. It wouldn't be, "I accidentally left you at home." It's, "I'm leaving you at home, bye."
I mean, listen, anyone listening right now,
I'm not gonna leave
or
my kids at
watching
home,
this,
mom. I don't need
please tell
CPS at
us.
my door.
Yeah, tell us how you would react, if you're I mean, listen, different time, right? I mean, like, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
1990, totally different.
oh, yeah, for sure. You know, when he's mouthing off to the family, we also before that get to see, his own brother, his real life brother, Kieran plays Fuller, who wets the bed
I
all the time, right?
totally did not know that until last year.
Isn't that crazy? Wow. So you literally
Okay,
waited like
yes.
35 years
No.
and you finally figured out, "Hey,
We were
that's my brother."
sitting I was at my dad's house, and we were sitting and every Christmas we talk about the movie because my dad saw a lot of, Home Alone 2 being filmed in the city when it happened, so we always bring it up and talk about it, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, it's crazy his brother was in the first one." I'm like, "What do you mean his brother was in the first one?" He's like, "Fuller," and I'm like, "The one that wets the bed?" He goes, "Yes." I'm like, "Stop," like, and then I made the connection, and I was like, "Oh my god." I feel like I missed the biggest fun fact of the world,
That
so
is such a, like that's such a, like, cool thing because it took me, obviously, a couple years to figure out that that was him. I mean, first of all, his
okay, so I'm not the only one.
yeah, but not last year, obviously, you know?
But you in my defense, when you look at Home Alone Fuller had the same amount of screen time as John Candy,
Sure.
so, like, it wasn't like he was a main character, so the focus wasn't really on him.
Yeah. Now, like you mentioned, the movie kicked off super chaotic. You know, Kevin is mouthing off in the midst of all this frenzy. He gets sent to go as a punishment to the attic. Did you see the size of that attic?
Well, I the house, so that was pretty fancy. I also dove deep back in 1990, that house would have been worth $990,000.
Oh my god.
So their attic obviously is not it's like a loft. That's what the attic was. It wasn't an attic, it was a loft, like,
It was
decked out,
huge.
cute loft, yeah, pull-out couch, kind of 1980s plaid, itchy, scratchy pull-out couch, but hey, it was still there, it was there. Yeah, insulated. It had a potbelly stove too, did you see that?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
understand, like, like, when I first saw this scene as a kid, I'm like, "Oh, man, I wish I had a freaking attic, room to go hang out in and play video games and whatever," right? Now as an adult, I'm like,
Oh,
"Jesus Christ, how much did that cost?"
well,
Just to
like I
have
said,
a place like that.
5.25000000, you it could be yours. And
Oh
they
my god,
redid the whole
no.
house, so
No.
I wish I had
That's
the money just to like, that's so cool. That's so cool to live there.
that's just insane. Aren't they I thought they were doing something with, what are they called? The, Airbnb about renting that place out because they were doing, like, different experiences. I thought
Oh,
for in my head they were trying to do the Home Alone house. I could be 1000% wrong on that. Um,
I don't know if that would be a good idea.
really? Think people will ruin
Only
it?
because it's an actual in residential area house. So,
Mm,
like, you're talking about like, the last time this house was for sale was 2012, and you're talking about, like, there's people that live right next door. Like, if you do Airbnb, you're gonna have a lot of fandom, and, like, it's gonna be more
that
of,
is true.
like,
I mean, people are
that.
there now taking photos, like, people just pass by and they're like,
No,
"Oh."
I'm saying, but, like, you know how they did the Twilight house and people were in and out of it? Like, do you really want all that foot traffic? Like, I don't
That's
know.
true.
It's
That's
a nice
true.
home.
One thing I also did notice, and like it's funny because we live in a social media world now, is everyone talks about, hey, I bet you your parents had this clock radio, and it's so funny because in the movie they had that same exact clock radio, which happens to um, be, I think, in everyone's home in the '90s. I
Was it
remember
Radio
having
Shack?
one. Yeah,
Radio
those
Shack, right? And
those
then he
little
had that
radios.
what was that yellow cassette player? Buzz? What was that one, right?
That was a Sony. Sony used to make the
It
yellow
was
cassette players.
Sony? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, with the
Mhm.
yeah, they used to make that fancy yellow, everything. That was, like, Sony's, like, thing back in the day, and when you think back and you look at the film, like, all of the things that are happening in the house, and you look at what technology was back then, isn't it kinda like, how simple was life? We had
Yeah,
no
you heard
there
what
was
he said, right? What
what?
he said to the cop? When Joe Pesci was like, you know, "Do you like, when you're getting ready, oh, well, like, security-wise," and, the dad, he's just like, "Yeah," he goes, "You know, I got automatic lights that turn on timers, and I got locks on the doors. I think we're pretty set," and I'm like, "Well, okay."
Dude, that
Yeah.
is so insane when you think about how simple life was back then and how much we didn't even think about like the things that could happen that are wrong around us, you
But,
know?
like, I remember this because my grandma would say, "No one's gonna break in because when the timer goes on, people think I turn the lights
It's
on."
so true. It's so true. And
And Joe
when you
Pesci's like, "At 6:55 and go," and the lights go on
and
and go.
everyone's lights are turning on in the
Yeah.
neighborhood. Oh my god, when you think about damn, what a time to be alive back then.
Good times, good
Oh my
times.
gosh.
No, it's totally different.
Obviously, the reason why I bring up the clock radio is because that's pretty much like where the craziness of the film kind of begins, and like it turns
Yeah.
over into um, the Home Alone title, where we have the kid from across the street who's a pain in the booty.
Oh
Was it Rich Murphy? What
my
the
god, I
heck?
hate that kid. I hate
Rich
that kid.
Murphy comes around, they mistake
Stupid.
him for poor little, Kevin, and,
Mm-mm.
they're on their way. I'm just gonna ask you right now.
Do I hate
You
that
wake
kid?
up
Yes.
well, I mean, we all hate him. You wake up in the morning, you're a kid, your parents are gone, in all reality. How would you take that? Are you the
I'm
type
freaking
that
out.
are you
I'm
freaking
freaking
out and
out.
calling the
Yes.
cops and there's no cell phones, right? So like what do you do?
True.
So and then there was telephone problems. If you remember, the telephone man was
Yeah.
outside. He said that the telephones would be down for a while. So now there's
Mhm.
also no telephones. Like there's nothing you can do. Would you not feel like you're gonna take advantage and be like super happy because you're home alone and you're able to do whatever you want? Or would you be, like, panicking and being like, "Oh my god, let me go knock on the neighbor's door because I'm here all by myself?"
At 8 years old,
Yeah,
um,
at 8.
I can't knock on the neighbor's door because remember, no one's out, everyone's
Uh,
gone. They all went away.
uh, the whole
So I'm
neighborhood.
like, I'm
You
legit
must have
gonna
money.
I'm gonna yeah, right. I'm gonna inspect first, like, maybe they're hiding, whatever, pray the furnace doesn't come alive, but I am flipping out. No, everything Kevin did, like, even when he was like, "I made my family disappear," like, I would never think in my head my family disappeared. I'm legit like, "I'm home alone." What, like, is Jason gonna come out? Is Freddy Krueger? Like,
It's
this is my
Jason.
mindset. This is my
It's
mindset.
definitely the time for that, by the way, so yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-mm.
Let's continue just, like, talking about the little weird things that just are so 1990-ish, right? The parents leave with just 45 minutes
No.
to get to the airport, okay? You get to run through the airport and just walk up to the freaking counter and
With the
go
door
right
closed.
with the door
With the
closed.
door closed already. Can't
Yeah,
do that.
and then
Illegal.
they're like, "Oh, are these all the tickets? Yeah, okay. Do you need to count them? No, I'm pretty sure you're good."
Yeah,
And they
take
let
any
you in.
seat.
Take any seat that you want.
Mhm.
And I remember this very clearly. There was times that we would go to Puerto Rico on the weekends in the summers to
Oh,
go visit
bougie. On the
family.
weekends.
On the weekends we would just
I'm bougie.
I mean, tickets were probably like $25 back then. Um, and
Good.
I remember people were just hanging out in airports. People would
Oh,
just hang
yeah.
out in airports. You would eat, you would take pictures of the planes, you would go
You didn't
see
need
the
a boarding
plane.
pass, right?
Yeah, you didn't need anything. There was
Okay.
no TSA. You would just walked right in. I remember 2001, I come back from Marine Corps boot camp. My mom, brother, and aunt are waiting for me at the door.
Exit.
The
Oh, wait.
exit door of the plane.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow. Like, when you
yeah.
walk out of the plane, not
When
at
you
the,
walk
like,
y
end of the
no,
terminal.
no, yeah, no, like, I mean, like, I'm walking out of the plane, and there's my mom, brother, and aunt just waiting for me right smack there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't bougie enough to fly back then, so
Things I mean, I don't think anyone was, right? Like, that was flying was like, "Oh my god, we're going somewhere." Um, but I think about that now, and I'm like, "Jesus," like, it takes 45 minutes alone just to get through the TSA line,
Yeah,
just to show them your boarding pass, to get
yeah,
in through and finally go sit by your plane for 6 hours waiting because you gotta get there
yeah.
8.5 hours early so that, you don't get stuck anywhere.
Horrible.
It is insane, and, that those are some of the things that are when you watch this film and you go back, you start picking up on real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like the airport is packed and people are just chilling. It's not even like, people are like waiting for their flights or like telling you gotta move out of the way or whatever. First of all, you're in first class on a trip to Paris, France, right? And you're getting champagne, they're
Real
taking your
silverware.
coat,
Real
real
silverware.
silverware.
Yes.
Whatever happened to our airline industry?
I mean, I remember taking American Airlines when I went to San Francisco as a kid, and there was, like, real silverware. Should have stolen it because I had, like, an airplane thing on it, but
I
I
don't
didn't take
remember.
it.
I really don't remember. I remember there being silverware.
Yeah.
Maybe
That
yeah,
was
you're right.
coach. I was not flying first class when they
Oh
had
my
that.
god, yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because his uncle's like, "Hey, this is real silverware. Take it
Well,
from
no,
here."
it was the I think it was the salt and pepper shakers. He's like,
Yes.
is this real crystal? Is it real crystal? Put it in your bag. Put it in your bag.
Oh my
Champagne,
god.
fill it up, fill it up."
That
He's
is I
another one.
mean,
Oh, he's another one.
that whole family is just full of characters.
Real jerk.
And I kinda love that about that film because when I think back, like, my family alone, yeah, my Puerto Rican family is loud and fun to be around. They're playing music, and
Do you have
I
an
it
Uncle
kind
Frank like that?
oh, I who doesn't have an Uncle Frank like that? Yeah,
I
I'm
think.
sure you have an
I
Uncle
do,
Frank
I
like
do,
that.
I do. I'm not gonna say who it is, but I have
Oh, you gotta
an
you
Uncle
gotta put him
Frank.
on blast. Nah, let's not.
No,
We all
no,
have an
I don't
Uncle Frank. We all have an Uncle Frank, though.
we don't even
That
talk to
is
him
funny.
anymore, so
Oh, poor Uncle Frank in your family. You don't
well,
even
he's not
talk
his
to
name
him.
isn't Frank,
I
but,
know.
you know.
We're saying Uncle Frank so
Yeah,
that people think
yeah,
that it's so if you guys out there have a Uncle Frank, please let us know all about
yeah.
your Uncle Frank.
Not like a real Frank, not his name is Frank,
No, right.
but
Yeah, you thanks for clearing that up, Dina, because God forbid I didn't.
what if someone's, like, not watching and just listening? Do you know what I mean? Like, they're,
That
like,
is true.
just they're looking away.
That's true.
Stupid.
Um, tell us a little bit about tell us a little bit about Marvin Harry. Um, I know that within the movie they finally start realizing um watching the neighborhood. They know, like you just mentioned before, they know when everyone who's out because they know everyone's lights, what times they come on.
Yeah.
Um, we also get to see oh, before we even get to Marvin Harry, how about getting that scene where Kevin goes to the supermarket and spends 19 freaking dollars.
1983 to be exact. $0.83.
$19.83.
Do you know why I know that?
Why? Because that's the year you were born?
Yes.
My
Isn't that
god,
weird?
it's like we're friends or something. Um,
Stupid.
if
What did he
so
buy? I can't remember. He got, like, a mac and cheese Stouffer's. He got the little army guys. He got milk,
you got a lot of
egg,
stuff. You got Wonder Bread because that's what you used to buy back in
bread,
the day.
paper towels.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably today got $60 worth of food.
The little green
Yes,
army men guys
for the kids.
for the kids. And he had coupons. Let's not forget he had the
For
orange
the
juice, the
orange juice.
coupons,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wait, I got
and,
coupons for that. It was in the paper.
how like, when you when you think
Sorry, I'm gonna
about that.
mimic this whole movie.
No, when you think about the fact that we have gone so far from that type of world, it's kinda crazy. I
We
can't even
didn't.
I
We
can't
didn't
even
do it.
think. Who did it
There's,
then?
like, government officials did
Oh,
it.
okay. Oh, we're not gonna talk about that. That's
Yeah, I
not
don't wanna talk about that, but, like, if
that's
like, let's be honest. Do you remember when, eggs the price of eggs soared?
I do remember that.
Okay, and then they're back to somewhat norm.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
then why are the things that have soared have yet not sorted themselves back down?
That's true. Friends, when it comes to podcasting, having the right gear can make all the differences. That's why I've been working with BEACN to spread the word about their state of the art microphones and Mix Create Mixer. The BEACN mic delivers crystal clear audio, capturing every nuance of your voice, while the Mix Create Mixer puts you in full control with its intuitive interface and powerful features. Whether you're live streaming, recording a podcast like myself, or just chatting with friends, BEACN's gear ensures you sound your very best every time. Now, if you're serious about your audio quality, then it's time to upgrade to BEACN. Go check them out. I'm going to be retrofitting the Deana soon with some amazing BEACN merch. So, yeah, go check them out and tag us. Tag us if you decide to get a mic, a mixer, whatever. Tag us. We want to see what you got. We mentioned that Kevin is living his best life. He's taking
He's
showers in
free.
this
He's free.
giant bathroom. He's by the way, they did mention something fun here that when he uses the aftershave in that
Oh,
scene where he
yes.
yells, that was a take that they used in the movie because they thought it was funny and cool. He was supposed to take his hands off his face and then
Mhm.
scream, but that isn't one of the most iconic scenes in that film, is it not? Like, I
Yeah.
remember watching that and, like, laughing.
Everybody did it. They did the
Oh, everyone did that scream.
Do you really
And
get, like, a thing though, like, if you put
yeah,
that
it
on?
burns.
Why does
Yeah,
it burn?
because the
But
alcohol,
he didn't
got open pores?
he's not shaving. But he's not shaving.
Maybe he was, we don't know that.
He's 8.
He went straight. I mean, but you're still, if you use a shaver and you're still, like, passing it through your 8-year-old skin, you're still kinda, like, opening up pores. Put a little alcohol on it, you're gonna scream. It's just like when you fall and scrape your knee, you put alcohol on it, you're gonna cry.
Shh, first he does this. Shh.
By the way, right guard. It's
Yeah.
a
Woof.
lot of ad placement.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where's the
Pepsi.
Dracar? or whatever it
Pepsi
was.
was huge in there.
Oh my goodness.
You
What a
won't see that
time.
much today. Yeah, you won't see that
No,
much today. You gotta pay big bucks for that.
I know. I know. Before I let you take over and talk about Harry and Marv, their whole thing is that they wanted to plan to rob that house specifically on Christmas Eve.
It's the golden
Uh,
house.
the Golden House, which obviously Kevin transforms into a huge fortress, setting up a series of booby traps. And I'm gonna let
The
you take over
best.
here because I know you did a hell of a job
I'm so excited for this.
getting the booby traps down. Um, and again, I want to remind everyone when you're listening to this, we're not here to go scene by scene. We're not here to freaking break things down to the microscopic form. We're here to have a fun time. And hopefully, like a fly in the wall, you're able to join us and smile and laugh with us. So, Dina, take it over.
Alright. So I literally listed the booby
Literally.
traps. Literally listed the booby traps in
Oh, God.
order.
Don't offend anyone, please.
I'm not. I'm opening us up to the UK. Hello.
Open us. Let's go.
Bless your heart. Aren't you from down south?
I am
Okay.
definitely not from down here, which is
Bless your
great.
heart.
Jesus
So I
Christ.
think why I'm obsessed with the booby traps is I can't remember if it was for my PlayStation or my Sega Game Gear. I had the Home Alone game, and it literally was
Really?
yes, I know I still have it somewhere. It literally was the house, and Marv and Harry would come into the house. You had the 3 floors, and you had to place the booby traps around and try to trip them up so they didn't catch you. That's really
Wow.
cool. Alright,
You're
I'm
a
gonna give them
gamer.
to you in
Alright.
order. Yes. I do you wanna know okay, sidetrack, you wanna know honestly what my favorite game is, and it's so twisted? There's
By
2.
all means, let's give it to us.
Okay, Resident Evil, like,
Oh,
I would be up to 4 in the morning playing it.
classic.
And then this is so bad. I okay, like, I have to put a disclaimer in there.
No, no
Hit
disclaimer. This is
okay,
that was pretty jolly.
Hitman Hitman is
I
my
love
like
Hitman.
okay, but here's the twisted thing, I would purposely put in, like, all the secret codes that no one could see me
Oh,
and I was
sheesh.
invisible, and then I would go in the hotel and, like
Um, this is the end of that was pretty jolly. I hope everyone enjoyed.
Oh, there goes Dean in handcuffs, bye.
Did you hope you didn't shave your head? Put a
No.
barcode in the back of it.
I found it to be such an intriguing game because it was, like, zombies and, like,
Sure.
killing, so, alright.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Well, let's
Brought
lighten
to
up
you
the mood
by
here.
listen, shut up. Alright, so let's paint the picture. It
Booby
starts off
traps.
the first booby trap that happens, and I want everyone to, like,
Where did
imagine this,
that
close
word
your
come from,
eyes.
Dina?
I don't know, there's no boobies and there's no I don't know.
Why?
Oh, wait, time out, let's look this up.
You gotta look this up. We're
Hold on, I
live.
wanna
We're not live, but we're recording this
what
live to
does
tape right now, and I wanna
booby
know
trap
where booby
mean?
traps come from. The name booby
Okay,
traps.
alright, you ready?
Yeah, bring it. Give it to me.
I'm gonna read it like a profesh.
Oh, ooh, let's go.
In approximately no oh, sorry, messed up already. Wrong
Why
year.
why are you in a British voice?
Because I wanna be British. Okay,
Okay, go ahead, go
I'll
ahead.
do, like, a commercial voice. In approximately 1590, the word booby began appearing in the English language as booby, meaning stupid person, slow bird. The phrase booby trap originally applied to schoolboy pranks, but took on its own more sinister connotation during World War One. There you go. Stupid
Wow.
pranks. You booby head.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I never wanna hear that word again.
Okay. So let's talk about the first one. So it's 9 o'clock. The clock chimes and they're at the back door. Am I painting the picture for you?
It's beautiful. I can see
Chicka,
it.
chicka, cha.
Oh god. Wrong movie and definitely wrong genre.
That was pretty scary. All right.
Hey,
So
that's
the
already
first
taken.
one
Don't sue me,
is
Freddie, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right. Duh, I forgot. Well, hey, if you need a female co-host, hi, here I
Oh
am.
god, here
I
we
do
go.
multiple voices and personalities. Okay. All right. So the BB
For a
gun.
reason,
We got the
by the way.
BB gun. What? What'd you say?
Nothing good.
No, what'd you say? What'd you say?
He said I do multiple voices. I'm like, for a reason. Let's not talk about that. Just go.
Anyway, anyway, so we're at the back door, we got the BB gun. So already, like, child endangerment, here we go, this is a problem. So he literally, if you watch him, he's aiming the gun, he's not even looking, and right in Harry's crotch. BB gun.
Mm,
Now, I've never been shot with a BB gun, so I don't know what it feels like, but I can imagine if you have cojones, what it's gonna feel like, I don't
mm-hmm.
know, but, like, you
Mm-hmm.
tell me. So,
It
that happened.
hurts.
Yeah. Why, you've been hit with a BB gun?
I've been hit in the
W
cojones before.
Oh, well,
It
okay.
hurts.
Well, what do you think is worse? When Harry gets hit in the crotch, or there goes Marv. We love Marv. Oops. He sticks his face into the doggy door and, "Hello." He shoots him in the head.
Oh God.
I feel like getting hit in
Um,
the head, like, come on, your
getting hit.
frontal.
The problem with getting hit in the cojones is the fact that, it takes a little while for that pain to kinda say, "Oh, I just got hit there," and then you're like, "Oh," if it just feels like they've been sent up your stomach. Um, so that's bad, right? But
Obviously,
getting
I
hit
can't
in the
relate.
face with a BB gun,
That's
holy
bad.
crap, at close range? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go with, like, I feel like getting hit in the face was worse. And plus, Harry had, like, a coat on and pants, so maybe there was, like,
I
a
love
little help.
Harry. Harry's my favorite.
I like Marv better.
I know.
Okay, so then after this, like, they're getting a beating, step 1. Step 2, the icy steps in
Oh,
the front and in the back of the house.
oh.
Who do you think was worse, the front or the back steps?
Oh, the back.
You think
The
so?
back. Oh, like, oh, I don't think he ever saw it coming. It was it was so bad,
It's
but
like,
so funny.
"Oh," but d
First of
okay,
all,
but, like, the front though, this was not once, twice, he, like, loop-de-looped.
yeah, he was well, that's his own fault. He's not very bright.
I would love to see you in that, "Action, go ahead, Alex, try the steps."
I've
Have you
fallen
ever
on ice
stepped on
before.
icy steps before? It is
Yeah,
no
I
joke.
mean, I lived in Jersey for so long. I've had plenty of times where I've slipped on ice.
I get the point of the down the steps, but I think because he f on there was only smaller steps and he kind of flew and then hit the ground, I feel like that
Yeah,
was worse.
that is true. Oh gosh.
Mhm. Remember, you have to remember all these and tell me which one was
They're in
worse.
their 30s at this point, right? So you're thinking about a 30-year-old dude flying up in the air and landing on your back. Like now, when I'm 40 and I'm thinking about
Oh,
it,
you're
damn, if I
breaking a
fall
hip.
now,
You're
I am
breaking a
literally,
hip.
I'm not getting up for a week.
I am going to just roll myself into the snow and use that as my ice pack. I will be there. Find me here.
Or,
New
or my
address.
poor grave.
New address. Okay, well, it gets worse. Okay, because then Marv, which is he's standing there for like an hour trying to crowbar the door, and the door's open. So he walks in and he's like, oh, puffing his chest. I got this. And then he goes to switch on the light. This has become an icon
I love this
costume.
scene.
Do you know people do this as a costume?
I had no
So they
idea
will
that people were
literally
using it.
do an iron print on their forehead because then
Oh,
he pulls the cord and the iron blink. They will literally paint on like an iron print and then dress like a bum, and that's their costume. They're Marv. Like, that's how iconic the iron on the face part is.
the iron, the fire. It just, for me, when you think about
Wait, the
the,
fire the torch.
yeah, the torch.
We're not
Like,
there
oh,
yet.
I'm
You're
sorry.
too we're
I'm
not
sorry. Go ahead. Go
there.
ahead. Yeah, yeah. The front.
Spoiler alert.
Damn it.
You just ruined the whole
I
movie.
just ruined the whole movie for
No,
everyone who
I
hasn't
quit.
watched it in 35
It's
years. I
stupid. This is
apologize.
stupid.
God,
I'm signing off.
I'm fired.
Okay, after the Marv is blanked out, you forget this is when Harry goes to try to open the front door. What happens when he tries to open the front door?
That iconic M gets.
That was brilliant.
Uh,
But also, I'm gonna be honest, you don't see a red hot door handle, like, I
uh,
don't know. That's bad though, that's like no.
that right there alone.
I think I have an M on my hand though. Do you have an M on your hand? Yeah.
I don't. I have a F. Um,
Okay.
let's
Okay.
go ahead.
Hot door handle. Okay,
Door
then
handle.
so poor Marv, then he's going up the flight of stairs that have the tar on it, so he loses his shoes, he loses his socks, and then he steps on a nail, which probably was not the worst of what he's yet to come of. I feel like Marv got the better because then Harry goes to the back of the house, and then this is the part where he gets blowtorched to the head. So he's got a burnt M on his hand forever for McCallister, and now he has a blowtorch to the head, which was actually a cute little cookie cutter. I think they did a good job with that, burning and stuff. I don't know, my opinion. And then bust through the house. Then we got this, as I'm telling you, the infamous plastic wrap. It had like the glue on it. He
Mm,
walked through the feathers. Um, and then Marv still has to get in the house. He gave up on the tar. I don't know why he gave up on the tar. Like, you know where the nail is, just go back up again.
oh god.
And that's when the infamous scene of him stepping on the
Oh
ornament.
god.
I feel like that was rough. Like bare feet stepping down on glass ornaments. I don't
That,
know.
my
Like,
friend. Oh,
mm-mm.
and that's by the way, again, back in the day, ornaments were they were all glass.
Glass.
Yeah,
Oh
we
yeah,
never
real glass.
yeah, my parents were always like, "Dude, don't ever get near the tree, don't jump around the tree, don't do anything on because those are all glass ornaments." I feel like everything now is either plastic or like those really nice wool ones or whatever they are, like they're made of
Wool?
fabric.
Oh, I was like, I'm sorry. What do you I forgot you live down south. You guys got sheep
Oh,
in your backyard.
Jesus.
You're
Yeah.
plucking your sheep to make your ornaments.
I make my ornaments out of sheep.
Bah. Okay,
Well,
anywho,
I'm gonna loop that so
what?
much.
The bah?
You're yeah. Go ahead, continue.
So then the infamous everyone's worst nightmare as a parent, Matchbox cars on the floor. They both slip and fall by the steps. That's like a Lego. That's like when you step on a Lego as a parent. Did you ever step on a Lego?
No, I stepped on those, wooden blocks that have the letters and numbers on it. It's just as bad and deadly.
The wooden block?
Yeah, you know,
No, those
they're
aren't
like
bad. I know
those
what
are
you're talking about.
bad, those are bad. No. I
No,
can
the
step
Legos
on a
are
Lego any
horrible.
day.
Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah.
Well I would like to see that.
Yeah, feet of
I
steel,
I
baby, let's go.
okay. I'm concerned about your health. You have a black foot, but okay, let's continue. Then the infamous flying paint cans,
Oh
which
my
that's where he
gosh.
loses his gold tooth, which obviously at the end of the movie, Pete McCallister picks it up and is like, "Honey, what is this?" And
Mhm.
it's gold tooth. Then it kinda gets it's not so bad. We get the spider, the tarantula. I don't really feel like that was a booby trap. That was just like, I need to save myself because the last epic one was where they're on the rope and
Yes.
then he cuts it.
Yes.
So, like, out of all those booby traps, what do you think was your favorite one to watch, and which one would be the worst one to have done to you?
I'd also like to add that Marv, Daniel Stern played Marv, was super caduper scared of spiders, and
Oh,
he
no, no,
was
no.
deathly scared of this scene, to the point where they had to like put like a plexiglass between him and the spider at a one point or something like that. And it was just, I think, if you have a
But he
fear of
opened his
something,
mouth. He opened his mouth when he screamed. Did you see the leg kinda go into his
yeah,
lip?
yeah,
Nope. No.
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 Let me tell you something. The paint cans to the face.
You think so?
Oh god, let me tell you, you got a full paint can coming from the 2nd floor. You have 0 idea that this thing is coming,
Yeah.
and it knocks you in the teeth. Like, obviously, the movie is not supposed to be gory,
Mhm.
but you could imagine what a paint can do to you as it's coming down and smashing you in the mouth.
I don't know. I'm gonna
So
go with the iron to the face.
really, the iron to the face? I feel like
Because
anyone could get an iron to the face.
but think about the fall. That didn't just fall off the table. That fell from the top floor and it came all the way down. So now you've got physics on your side and that baby's like rushing down to you and it's just like, here we come, and whoosh, right in the face. And it obviously was hot because it left the mark on his face. Hot iron.
Ugh. I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm not afraid of irons. Um, a paint can though, that could do damage.
Yeah, I guess.
We also get we also get to see the what is it called? Angels of
Oh, I just
uh
Angels and Filthy no, stop, because it's
I just
not
had
real.
I just had it in front of me. Hold on.
Angels with filthy souls.
Angels with Filthy Souls. It was a film
Yes.
within a film that they created just
Snakes.
specifically for this. It is
Snake.
super iconic just listening to
I love that
um
scene.
when you got the scene when, you know, he's playing the movie.
Johnny. Johnny and
Yeah,
Snake.
Johnny. Oh my god. It is so like I honestly in my as a kid, I thought this was real. I thought that was a
Same. I
real
thought it was a
movie.
movie. I did.
Marv's like, "Man, there's someone that beat us to the to the house,
Yeah,
you know?
snakes, snakes. I know the
Hey,
name,
Snake, I know
snakes.
that
Right.
name. I've heard it
I'm
before.
gonna get my Tommy gun and give you the count. What is it, count of 5 or 10?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Count
give
of
you to
10?
the count of tree to get your stinky,
1,
filthy."
2.
Yeah, 1, 2.
Keep the change, you filthy
Oh my!
animal.
Everyone said that as a kid.
Yes.
Everyone.
Even in the part 2, they said it. They did it in
Yes,
the hotel.
and
Ugh.
a happy new year. I've they should have made that into a film. That should have been a short film on its own. I would have
Well, they
watched
were
that so
talking
many
about
times.
how in order to make that film oh, I forgot what they used, but it's like something they used to film, some type of lighting, like chroma lighting they used back in, like, the olden days to
Sure.
get that cast of that vintage vibe going on to create it. I was like, "Ooh."
Lighting is, that's what, one thing that you need, at all
It makes
times.
me youthful. I know,
Th
lighting makes me
yeah, I
youthful.
guess so. I think you did an incredible job of, breaking down all the booby traps. Um,
Jerk.
I don't know why I'm giggling. That's a funny word. I told you I never wanna hear it again. Um,
How do you
if you
say booby trap in Spanish?
I don't even know.
How would you
Seriously.
translate it?
Booby? I don't even know. I'm gonna have to look that up because
Booby
that's my
atrapa.
let me see, that is that's definitely not in,
I hope it doesn't that doesn't mean something else in another language.
I hope you just didn't get us, trampa explosiva,
What?
which explosive trap.
Explosive?
Yeah, explosive trap.
Oh,
Booby
yeah.
trap, yeah. Trampa
Say it
explosiva. Very well.
again. How do you say it?
Trampa
Yeah.
explosiva.
Explosiva? I can't do the trampa.
It's okay, trampa. We'll get you there. We'll get
Frijoles.
we'll get you to roll those R's sooner than later. See, not only do
Koala?
you get to sit down and talk to us, or listen to us,
It's
discuss
español. Uno,
films. Oh
zero,
my
uno.
god, Jesus. There's a great I should just start muting her. Um,
Basico. Española.
there she is.
Uno,
She's
zero,
muted everyone.
uno.
She's not gonna talk anymore. Um, just kidding. I would never
Did
do
you
that
mute
to you.
me?
No, I would never.
You
It's just the
used to
fact
do
that
that.
you
You used
thought
to mute me on my club zone all the
I can
time.
still do it right now, but that would be
Then you're gonna
really mean.
lose viewers because 'cause
I
they're
am.
here
I'm
to
gonna
see
lose.
and
They're
listen to
here to
me.
see you. I'm just the guy who's guiding the ship right now. You're throwing the party in it.
You
Um,
sunk it.
I would never sink it. Um, first of all, this movie is super iconic, like you mentioned before.
Super.
I'm so glad that we picked this one to be our first because this was my very first recollection of seeing a Christmas film. Obviously, as I got older, I started watching more and fall, and I've always loved Christmas. So it's just I never put the two together. I think to me was like, oh yeah, I can't wait till Christmas. And when you were back in school, Dina, as kids, we would just like create all these like ornaments and all these things like paper mache crap like to take home and like you would
Popsicles.
dress yeah you would dress up the school. I don't know if you guys when you were a kid you were cutting out Christmas trees and pasting them to the windows at in school and stuff
Dreidels.
like that. Yeah, I remember that so clearly, and I think because we had moved from Puerto Rico to Jersey, and we really didn't have a lot like any family um, that was super close to us when we first moved in. Um, I love just spending it with my friends and doing all this artwork and getting into the spirit back in the day. And Jersey was very special because you got snow coming down, it's cold, so you could really get into it. Do you feel that way still now as an older person who's very old? and has kids and like you're older.
Oh my god, okay. First off, we're gonna pump the brakes there with the word old. Mhm.
Seasoned, is that better for you?
Um, no. It leveled up. We're gonna call it leveling
Oh,
up.
like a
It's
video game.
I'm on level 41, which obviously puts me above those who are still on level
Jeez,
20, which, you obviously haven't accomplished much.
you're
You know,
older
like in
than
Mario
me.
Brothers, you haven't even seen Koopa yet, so calm down, calm
For those
down.
of you who are listening to this, you definitely wanna watch it.
Koopa?
No, you. You definitely wanna come watch That Was Pretty Jolly
Oh,
on the on our
I was like,
Geghead
"What?"
YouTube channel, because you at least you get to see this not so old seasoned, leveled up person,
Oh my god.
speaking to us
Oh
about all
my
these
god.
amazing Christmas films. Um, Dina, if you were to give this film if you were a critic out there in the world today, and you
Yeah.
wanted to give Home Alone, some let's do candy canes. People do like that was pretty scary with Freddy. They do hooks. Other people do
Oh,
stars.
no.
Whatever. I want to do candy canes. 1 out of
Yes.
5. You can even give it a 0 if you really like the movie. But we're not like that here. We're not here to poop on a film. We're here to give it our personal like rating, like why we really enjoyed it. So go ahead. I'm gonna let you take it over and give me some candy canes.
It is
Oh, here we go.
a full 5 candy canes. Full 5.
Listen
Full
to
5.
that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Is there a
Full 5.
reason why exactly 5? Is it because you have an attachment to the film? Can you give me a little bit of like the feeling behind these 5 candy canes?
I won't even be biased because I have an attachment, like, it was a movie my dad introduced me to, but it checks the boxes with comedy. It has that family moment at the end when mom
Yes.
meets son again, and it's just that, like, not mystery in a sense of scary, but, like, what's gonna happen next? And it just leaves you on the edge of your seat, and not many movies can do that, and then even come back and create more of that same genre over and over again, so a full 5. A full
I
5.
agree. I 100% agree. I will also be giving Home Alone 5 delicious candy canes.
You sounded like Gru when you said that.
Delicious candy canes. Um
Wait,
my
you sound like Gru. Delicious. No, I can't even do it. Like Steve
Wow.
Carell's so good.
Wow,
Wait,
everyone. Are you
how
listening
does
to
it
this lady right now? I can't believe it.
delicious?
She's like throwing
What
me
is
under the
something that
bus.
Gru says? Oh my god.
Nothing. Groot doesn't talk.
When you said
Groot says
delicious,
Groot. Groot
let me
Groot.
say 5 delicious candy canes like Gru would.
5 oh, okay, 5 delicious candy canes. Like, he has a rough voice, like, I didn't even
But then
sound
he
like
like
that.
he tweaks off.
Oh my god, you this might be the first and last episode of That Was Pretty Jolly. She's snorting. Let me tell you why
Delicious.
I
It was like your Puerto Rican twang tried to come out there instead of
wow,
like
you see everything wow,
delicioso.
now I feel like you're being so mean to me.
Oh my god, honestly, like, cancel
Al
yourself right now.
almost
Get
an
out
hour
put take
into the
listen,
episode, her true
take your
colors come out,
sensitive
everyone.
kid gloves off, okay? Take your sensitive kid gloves off.
We all know I'm not sensitive.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
we know where
Okay,
I come
boo-boo.
from. If everyone listened to my old show, the morning after show, everyone knows I'm not sensitive.
Yeah,
Um,
I had to mute you.
I would 100% be canceled. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna give it 5 candy canes as well. 5 delicious candy canes.
Delicious.
Okay. The film's success is largely attributed, obviously, to Macaulay Culkin's portrayal of Kevin. I don't think anyone but him plays this role any better. And I'm not just saying that just because obviously he's the only one that played 1 and 2, but just because he was it, man. He like really took over this the film.
Yeah,
Obviously, this film has a ton of nostalgia attached to it. It's become a Christmas staple for so many. It evokes feelings of, like you mentioned, like family and warmth and holiday cheer. Like I think I said this in the no, I didn't say this in the beginning, but I had a note when you hear the opening intro, the music, that song, it just hits you immediately in the feels.
mhm.
Um, and obviously, we're not going to play it here because we don't want to get copyright strike or
What
anything
if
like
you
that.
hum it for us, like,
I don't
in
wanna
in
hum anything, but if you did, you could probably get you can
do it in,
probably
like,
get
a groove voice, no one will know.
no, I'm not gonna I am
Do
definitely
it,
not.
you almost did it. Do it,
No.
do it,
She
do it,
you can hum
do
it.
it.
Tell us. Hum it to
No,
us.
because
Go
right
ahead.
now I have "Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree" stuck in my
No,
head,
it's
like,
not.
it's
It's not.
literally I
It's
know
not,
it's
no.
not, but I just said I
If
have
I find a
"Rockin'"
clip of it, I'll splice it in, but and then but like 5 seconds of it. I think there's fair use. The film's like 60 years old. By the
it's
way, we never spoke about, The Old Man Next Door in the
Oh my
film.
god, we have to. You know why? I have his
Y
autograph.
Get out of here.
Yes, so turns out, Robert Blossom, he was actually I was very interested in
From
this
the show
because
Blossom. Go ahead.
no, no, you dope. He was in other movies prior and after, but he was actually 66 years old when he filmed that movie.
Wow.
So I always remember and then my mom I think it was like, I don't know how many years, maybe like 10 years after the movie came out, my mom was working in the A&P in Montvale, New Jersey, so the one that's
Sure.
more, north, and she goes, "Deana, you're never gonna guess who shops in the store." And I said, "Who?" She said, "Old Man Marley, the guy who played the old man with the shovel in Home Alone." And
Oh
I'm like,
my god.
"Stop." So she said he's a sweet well, he passed away.
Sure.
He was the sweetest guy, super sweet, kind. She asked for the autograph, we got his autograph, and he was, like, the sweetest man, she said, and I'm like, "Oh my god." Like, I know he wasn't, like, a main character, but I just felt so, like, "Look what I have," like, so cool, and I told everybody
Yeah.
at school, and they were like, "Who?" And I'm like, "Okay, forget it."
I
So,
that's just how can I don't even
imagine 66 and you're, like, casted in, like, a huge movie, like, that's epic. You
my
go, Robert
goodness.
Blossom, you go.
Word. Friends, Home Alone has spawned several sequels. It's become a cultural phenomenon.
I only like the second one.
I only believe 1 and 2 are the best ones.
Same, same.
Um, it has an enduring popularity, its appeal and ability to still entertain audiences and kids today,
Yeah.
is really cool. Before we kinda close the show, I kinda just wanna always go back and ask you how realistic because we're gonna do this for every movie. How
Mhm.
realistic is this? Could something like this happen? Could a little kid set up booby traps? Do you feel like something like this could happen in real life? And we're gonna just kind of like let everyone know that's listening or watching. We're gonna go through that, and we're gonna talk about that on every film as well. Like whatever film, how close is it to reality? You know, so is Home Alone something that could happen to the everyday kid, and something that could happen that could be told in the news?
Not every aspect of it could be realistic, and it's funny that you say that because one of the fun facts I read was that, the person who wrote this, they said the film was written after a family trip to Europe in response to his father's severe traveler's anxiety, and he said, "I was going away on vacation and making a list of everything I didn't want to forget. I thought, well, I better not forget my kids. What if I left my 10-year-old son at home? What would he do?"
Oh,
So this
geez.
actually that's funny you said that story came about because of that. Like, I think a child can be left home, not intentionally, although we know the world today. I don't know if an 8-year-old could set up booby traps like that to, like, ward off, like, burglars coming into the
Hmm.
house. Um, so that part obviously is fictional, but 100%, I think when you have that many people living in a household and you're just like, "Go, go, go, quick, quick," like, oops, yeah. But
Pretty
I
crazy.
would never do that though. I'm a to-doer, post-it checklist person. I
Sure.
honestly think I would forget, like, my phone before I forgot my kid, but nothing against Catherine O'Hara because I love her.
No,
You
of
did a good
course.
job.
And again, for everyone who's listening or watching, this is what this show is going to be. Like, we're just going to go back and talk about this and talk about that. We want it to feel like a round table, like we're just hanging out and
Yeah.
talking about a
Square
film.
table.
Yeah, a
Square
square
table.
table.
Yeah.
We have to kind of like wrap up the show. John Candy's cameo. John Candy was in this. If you guys don't
Yes.
know who John Candy is, because you're
God rest his
too young to know,
soul.
make sure you go back and watch some of his old stuff and his bits. He has hilarious
Uncle
scene
Buck.
that was improvised. He was a friend of the director and only charged
Yes,
$414 for his appearance.
that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the
Um,
director didn't like improving at all, and he let him do his whole thing. I think
yes,
the scene about where he left his kid at the morgue was a
yes,
full improv.
yeah. While Kevin does some of his own stunts in this, a 30-year-old stunt double was used for all the dangerous ones. So, whenever
Oh,
you see those back
the rope.
shots, yeah, and the like you mentioned about the script, the entire script for Home Alone was written in just 9 days.
Yeah, sweet.
Crazy,
That's a director's
crazy,
dream.
crazy, crazy. Just
Oh, and
nuts.
then another fun fact, because you just made me think about that. Do you know that when they were filming, the 2nd day of filming, they had a snowstorm, so they immediately cut to the scene where Kevin wakes up on Christmas Day and it's snowing because it was cheaper than creating their own snow, and then they actually used potato flakes to make up for the loss of it, so there was a lot of rotting starch when it was all said and done.
Oh gosh. But
That
didn't
was
they
pretty
get
jolly.
they also got hit with a real snowstorm from
Yeah,
what I
that so
remember.
that was the 2nd day of
Yeah.
filming, and then they said instantly production was like, "Go to that scene where he wakes up on Christmas Day," so the snow was coming from the windows and everything. Because otherwise it's so hard to create snow, it's so expensive.
That's true.
Look at
That's just
me.
look at you. This
That's what
is why
happens
I
when you
brought
love
you.
a movie.
That's why I brought you on. You know what you're talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, this is that was pretty jolly. We're gonna continue coming to you every single week. Up until Christmas. And then who knows? Maybe if this is a hit, we can continue going forward and bringing you guys even more of this fun stuff. We could do TV shows. There's
I
so
have to
many
talk
things I
with
have
you
to do.
more?
I mean, you don't have to. I could always bring in someone else. Um,
I have some names if you want.
yeah, I'm sure you do. Uh, I'm sure you do. And there's with the snorting again. We're gonna. This show's gonna.
I wanna be
We're,
famous.
let's just not even go there. Let's
Hey,
just not.
guys. It's
Anyway, so we're gonna do a little bit here. 12 weeks of Christmas instead of the 12 days of Christmas. Our next film that we're gonna be talking about will be Elf. Because who doesn't love a good Will Ferrell film where he runs around New
love.
York City dressed in yellow tights, green jacket,
He doesn't run
thinking
around. He hops
he
around
hops
New York
around,
City.
thinking that he's an actual elf. My goodness. Deana, can you let the people know
Oh.
where they can follow you?
So, because I'm so famous, you can hit me up on the Instagram. It's thequeenbuzz.com, thequeenbuzz.com. Yeah, it's not all caps, but if you wanna put caps, it's for fun. Yeah. I
They're
feel like
gonna
the
tell me
red
I'm
pen
gonna
right
need a new
now.
co-host after this.
No, they're not. They're gonna be like, "Where do I sign? I need her contracted. I need her everywhere."
You
Huh?
guys can definitely follow her. I hope that this is not how she is all the time over there. I
Yes,
don't
it is.
follow her.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just
Are
kidding. I
you
do.
kidding me
I
right now?
apologize. No, I do. We've known each other for like 20 years
You know
now.
what? Give me a second. I'm blocking
Oh
her.
wow. Like I was
Some,
gonna
like,
say.
Real Housewives of New Jersey stuff. Block.
You can follow me at Alexis Cardoza on Instagram and Threads. Those are the two places where I'm going to be the most
Stop
active.
it.
You could also follow this channel right here, the Gaghead channel. Shout out to again to Freddie Prinze Jr. and John Lee Brody for allowing me to bring this show to life here on
And
the
then get
Gaghead
canceled
channel.
after the first
We
one.
are so canceled already.
I love it.
Please leave reviews, please leave comments, please leave
Good or bad?
absolutely
Good or bad?
anything that if you feel like there's things that we can do differently, suggestions are always welcome.
Change the co-host. We're gonna
We
say that.
will see you next week for Elf.